To say this because the headlines can be crazy, but she did have like a thing where she felt connected.
Imagine a mansion where time stands still, its locked rooms hiding secrets that could rewrite a legend's story. What if Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, left behind more than music, tapes, letters, maybe even a hidden heir? Riley Keough, his granddaughter, is finally breaking decades of silence, revealing truths about Graceland's forbidden upstairs that no one saw coming. Is there a tunnel he used to vanish? Unheard songs stashed away? Or a family secret so big it could shake Hollywood? This isn't just celebrity gossip. It's a mystery that's been sealed for over 40 years, and Riley's ready to unlock it. You won't believe what she's found, and trust us, you can't afford to miss what happens next. Get ready for a wild ride into the heart of an icon's hidden world. Let's rewind to Graceland's roots. Back in 1939, it was just a quaint colonial-style house, built by a Memphis printer named S.E. Toth. Tucked away in the quiet countryside, it had 10 rooms, white columns, and a charm that whispered elegance without shouting extravagance. Fast forward to 1957, and a 22-year-old Elvis, already a supernova in the music world, snapped it up for $102,500. Fresh off hits like Hound Dog, he was drowning in fame and craving a hideout. What started as a retreat morphed into a bold statement of his soul. Wild, colorful, and unforgettable. Take the Jungle Room, decked out in the late 60s, with green shag carpet, yes, even on the ceiling, and exotic vibes. At 30-something, Elvis turned it into a recording haven, laying down tracks like Moody Blue, in a space that screamed his quirky genius. Today, Riley, at 34, walks those same halls, her sleek, modern style a far cry from Elvis's flamboyant flair, yet she's tethered to his legacy in ways that hit deep. Now, imagine a garden so peaceful it stops you in your tracks. That's the Meditation Garden, crafted in 1964 when Elvis was 29 and riding high. It was his quiet escape then, and later, it became his resting place alongside his parents, grandmother, and daughter Lisa Marie. Fans flock there, leaving tributes in a hush that contrasts the chaos of his superstar life. Since 1982, Graceland's welcomed over 20 million visitors, second only to the White House, drawn by the glitz of his awards and jumpsuits. But the upstairs? Off limits. Locked tight since 1977, when Elvis left us at 42. Riley, born in 1989, grew up with that mystery looming. She's not the little girl in pigtails anymore. Today, she's a poised actress and producer, her career blooming with roles in films like Mad Max Fury Road. Yet she's stepping into a role far bigger, keeper of Graceland's untold truths. What if the real story isn't what's on display, but what's been hidden all these years? Riley's spilling the tea, and it's a game changer. She's found letters tucked away, secret recordings, maybe even a tunnel snaking beneath the estate. Hints of Elvis's need to vanish from the spotlight. At 22, he was the heartthrob taking over the world. By his 40s, he was a man wrestling with fame's weight, retreating upstairs to read and reflect. Riley's revelations paint a picture of a private Elvis, raw and real, in a house that's pure spectacle downstairs. She's not just sharing artifacts, she's sharing him. The grandfather she never met but feels in every creak of those floors. Compare that to her now, a Hollywood talent navigating her own path, yet tied to a legacy that's both a gift and a burden. Hold on to your seats. Could there be music locked away that the world's never heard? That's the whisper circling Riley's confessions. The upstairs, untouched since '77, holds Elvis's bedroom, his closet, his sanctuary, frozen like a time capsule. Back in the day, only a tight circle, family, staff, friends, crossed that threshold. Why? not for some dark cover-up, but because it's sacred ground to the Presleys. Riley, who inherited Graceland after Lisa Marie's passing in 2023, calls it where Elvis hid from the world. At 12, she was a kid soaking in family tales. Now she's 34, peeling back layers of history. Fans once spun wild theories. Did Elvis fake it all? But Riley's setting the record straight. It's not about conspiracies. It's about a man's life, etched in every corner of those rooms. Graceland's more than a tourist trap. It's a cultural heartbeat. Elvis, in his 20s and 30s, made it a playground of excess and creativity, from the jungle room's funky vibes to the garden's stillness. Today, Riley's steering its future, balancing privacy with a pull to share. She's mulling virtual tours or documentaries, keeping Elvis alive for a new generation. Back then, he was the king, dazzling in sequined suits. Now, his granddaughter's the storyteller, her quiet strength a nod to his louder-than-life past. Their journeys collide in this sprawling estate, his rise, her reckoning. What's next? More secrets? Lost melodies? One thing's sure, Riley's just getting started, and Hollywood's hanging on every word. Let's talk money and style, because Elvis didn't just live large, he redefined it. Back in the 60s, when he was in his 20s and 30s, Elvis rolled up in a fleet of Cadillacs, including an iconic pink 1955 Fleetwood, a gift to his mom. He also owned a sleek 1960 Lincoln Continental, customized with gold trim. Today those cars are Graceland museum pieces, but Riley's no slouch in the luxury department. She's been spotted in a matte black Range Rover, a nod to her understated yet chic vibe at 34, compared to Elvis's flashy tastes. Watches. Elvis rocked a gold Omega Constellation in his prime, a symbol of his stardom. Riley's more subtle, often seen with a minimalist Cartier tank, blending modern elegance with her family's opulent past. Real estate? Graceland, bought for $102,500 in 1957, is now valued at over $500 million, with Riley as its owner. Elvis also snapped up a Palm Springs retreat in the 70s. Riley's added a Malibu beach house to her portfolio, purchased in 2020 for $8 million. Private jets? Elvis had the Lisa Marie, a customized Convair 880, decked out with gold-plated seatbelts. Riley doesn't own a jet but charters Gulfstreams for work, keeping her travel low-key but luxe. What's the secret behind those locked doors that's got everyone talking? The upstairs, sealed since August 16, 1977, when Elvis passed at 42, is a time capsule ordered preserved by his father Vernon. Riley, who was a curious 10-year-old sneaking peeks upstairs in the 90s, describes a study that's pure Elvis. Dark wood walls, shelves stuffed with books on spirituality and numerology, and notebooks scrawled with his thoughts. One page, just the word "free" repeated, hit her hard. Now, as an actress with credits like Daisy Jones and the Six, she's reflecting on her grandfather's search for peace. Back then, Elvis was the king, commanding arenas. Today, Riley's carving her own path, balancing fame with a fierce need to protect her family's heart. Those notebooks, some with half-finished lyrics, hint at music the world might never hear. Could they be his final gift? Elvis's business moves were as bold as his stage presence. In the 60s, he inked lucrative film deals starring in 31 movies, and his music catalog still generates millions yearly. He invested in real estate and even a racquetball court venture. Riley's entrepreneurial spirit shines through her production company, Felix Culpa, behind projects like The Girlfriend. She's also a stakeholder in Graceland's operations, a major tourism draw. Insurance? Elvis had health and asset policies to protect his career, especially in his later years when stress took a toll. Riley's got comprehensive coverage: health, property, even professional liability for her Hollywood gigs. Financial lesson: diversify income streams like Elvis's music and movies, or Riley's acting and producing, but keep a tight grip on spending. Elvis's lavish gifts, cars, jewelry, sometimes outpaced his earnings, a cautionary tale Riley seems to heed with her measured investments. Could Elvis have slipped away through a hidden tunnel, leaving Graceland behind? The rumor's wild, but it's fueled by real clues. Fans point to his paranoia in the 70s, when he was in his 40s, retreating upstairs, dodging the public. Some swear there's a passage from the mansion to a wooded exit, built for privacy or escape. Riley, who's heard every theory, laughs them off but admits the estate's full of surprises. As a kid, she explored every nook. Now she's uncovering emotional artifacts, like unsent letters under Elvis's bed. One to Lisa Marie, another to whoever finds this. Back then, Elvis was a global icon, untouchable yet trapped. Riley's journey is freer, her career thriving, yet she's anchored to Graceland's weight. No tunnel's been proven. Blueprints are mum, and a 1987 journalist's claim of a concrete entryway fizzled. But the myth keeps fans hooked. There's a room at Graceland no one knew about until now, and it's giving us chills. Riley calls it the Quiet Room, a meditation nook Elvis designed in his 30s, with cushions and a humming sound machine. It was his escape from fame's roar, a secret even from most staff. Riley, who found peace in acting, connects to that need for calm. Let's talk wealth, because the Presley name isn't just a legacy, it's a gold mine. In the 60s, Elvis, then in his 20s, was raking in cash from music and movies, buying up a fleet of Cadillacs and a jet named after Lisa Marie. His net worth peaked at $5 million, big for the time. Fast forward, and Riley's overseeing Graceland, a $500 million asset, plus a Malibu pad and her production company's ventures. Elvis loved his Rolex Submariner, a staple of his rock star swagger. Riley's sleek Patek Philippe nods to her modern Polish. The Presley estate's real estate includes Graceland and a Memphis rental portfolio, while Riley's added a $12 million Nashville retreat. Elvis's jet-setting days saw him chartering planes. Riley opts for private charters, keeping her footprint light. Investments? Elvis bankrolled music rights and a sports venture. Riley's Felix Culpa is producing hits, and she's got a stake in Elvis's licensing deals. Insurance-wise, Elvis had health and property coverage, critical in his later years. Riley's got robust policies, health, assets, even career protection for her Hollywood hustle. Key lesson: build wealth through diverse streams, but shield it with ironclad legal structures, something Riley's mastered where Elvis faltered. Could Elvis have outsmarted fame itself and vanished? The "he's alive" theory is a fire that won't die, sparked by oddities like a 1978 sighting of a John Burroughs boarding a Memphis plane, Elvis's go-to alias. At 42, he was retreating, barely seen in public, haunted by fame's grip. Fans swear a 1984 Graceland groundskeeper's photo shows him, heavier but unmistakable, rocking sunglasses like the king. Riley, a teen in the 90s soaking up family lore, rolls her eyes at these tales, but gets why they persist. Back then, Elvis was untouchable, selling out Vegas. Now, Riley's the star, her films earning praise while she guards his myth. The middle name mix-up, Aaron versus Aaron, on his grave fuels speculation. But Riley calls it a clerical hiccup, not a conspiracy. No DNA, no proof, just stories filling the void of his silent final days. What if the Presley bloodline holds secrets we've yet to uncover? Rumors of hidden heirs have swirled for decades, with claimants waving shaky DNA tests and grainy photos. In the 70s, Elvis, a global heartthrob, faced whispers of secret ties, but Lisa Marie was his only confirmed child. Riley, inheriting Graceland after Lisa Marie's 2023 passing at 54, faces legal battles over the estate's control. A dozen alleged heirs have surfaced, some filing suits, others peddling tabloid tales. One man pushed for a body exhumation. Another offered a dubious hair sample. The Elvis Presley Trust, a fortress of legal protections, shuts them down, demanding airtight proof. Riley, once a kid playing in Graceland's halls, now juggles her Logan Lucky fame with this legal maze. Elvis's empire was raw, built on charisma. Riley's is calculated, her business acumen a shield against chaos. Ever wonder what it's like to inherit a kingdom under siege? Priscilla Presley's 2023 clash with Riley over the trust's terms, settled quietly, shows the stakes. At 32, Elvis was untouchable, his image a global brand. At 80, Priscilla's a cultural icon, her Dallas days a distant glow. Riley's fight is different. She's not just preserving Graceland but redefining it, eyeing digital tours to share its soul without opening its doors. Financial wisdom here. Secure your legacy early, like Riley's trust tweaks, unlike Elvis's looser estate plans. Sightings keep popping. A 1994 DMV mystery man, a Texas Burger King Elvis. But Riley lets them slide, knowing the real story's upstairs, in notes and memories only she can touch. The upstairs remains Graceland's beating heart, sealed since '77. Riley's found scribbled prayers, a Bible with Elvis's underlines, even a letter to whoever finds this. At 22, Elvis was conquering the world. By 42, he was hiding in those rooms. Riley, thriving in her 30s, mirrors his creative spark, but not his isolation. The quiet room, his meditation nook, money talks, and the Presley fortune screams legacy. In his 20s, Elvis was splashing cash on a gold Cadillac Eldorado and a Convair jet, his net worth hitting $5 million by the 70s. Riley, at 34, commands Graceland's $500 million value, plus her $10 million LA penthouse. Elvis flaunted a diamond-encrusted Bulova. Riley's sleek Audemars Piguet is her quiet flex. The estate's properties span Memphis rentals and a Hawaii getaway Elvis loved. Riley's added a $15 million Aspen Lodge. Elvis's jet setting was legendary, while Riley charters discreet citations. Investments? Elvis's music royalties and film deals built his wealth. Riley's production company, Felix Culpa, and Graceland's licensing are her cash cows. Insurance? Elvis had health and asset policies to shield his stardom. Riley's got comprehensive coverage, including liability for her film projects. Lesson: diversify like Elvis, but plan tightly like Riley. His free-spending ways left gaps her legal savvy avoids. What if Elvis left a musical treasure locked away? Whispers of unreleased tracks from his final years have fans buzzing. In 1976, at 41, Elvis was recording in the Jungle Room, cutting raw tracks like Way Down. Insiders say some songs, gospel covers, experimental ballads, were shelved, too personal for release. Riley, who was a kid in the 90s dreaming of Hollywood, now holds the keys to these mysteries. Her Zola roles contrast Elvis's Vegas dazzle, but their creative souls align. She's hinted at tapes in the upstairs study, maybe reel-to-reels with his voice, found among scribbled notes. Back then, Elvis was retreating, singing for himself. Riley's out front, her career soaring, yet she's protective of those private echoes. Could a lost ballad surface soon? Ever wonder who else might carry the Presley name? Rumors of secret heirs swirl, tied to Elvis's 50s and 60s heyday. Claimants flash blurry photos or shaky DNA, but none have cracked the Elvis Presley Trust's defenses. At 22, Elvis was a heartthrob, his life a whirlwind. By 42, he was guarded, maybe hiding ties. Riley, thrust into leadership after Lisa Marie's 2023 passing at 54, stays silent on these claims, her focus on legacy over gossip. Lisa Marie's Storm and Grace album showed her grit. Riley's films echo that fire, but her estate battles, Priscilla's 2023 trust dispute, settled fast, show her steel. Financial tip: lock your estate like Riley, not loosely like Elvis, whose open wallet invited chaos. Could Graceland's upstairs hold the key to Elvis's soul? Riley's guarding it fiercely, refusing tours or cameras in those sacred rooms. She's found letters, a Bible with his marks, even a tape player with unlabeled reels. In his 30s, Elvis was a global icon, untouchable. By his end, he was introspective, holed up in that study. Riley, thriving in her 30s, mirrors his depth, but not his solitude, the guilty roles showing her range. She's digitizing his lyrics and set lists, not for profit but for history, working with archivists to preserve his essence. Why? To humanize the king, not sell him. Her educational projects with universities aim to study Elvis's impact, race, fame, innovation, not just his stardom. What's Riley's endgame for Graceland? She's not freezing it in amber but breathing life into it. At 80, Priscilla, once the Naked Gun star, backs Riley's vision. Their past clashes are history. Elvis's bootleg lost tracks like This Is Goodbye were fakes, but real tapes might exist, guarded by Riley's team. She's curating his story, no reality TV, no sellouts, just truth. Back then, Elvis was the rebel who changed music. Now, Riley's the gatekeeper. Her calm strength a nod to his wild spirit. The upstairs stays closed, but her stories open doors to his heart. Is there a secret heir or a hidden song waiting? Riley holds the pen to this final chapter, and the world's begging for one more verse.